Trump winning in 2024 could change your finances in ways you never saw coming. Will his policies lead to more savings, or will they cause your expenses to rise? The way the president handles taxes, healthcare, and trade could have a big impact on your wallet. So let's dive into this video today to explore what a Trump win could mean for your personal finances and how you might be affected. Here we begin. A report from the Pew Research Center says that 44% of registered voters would choose Donald Trump if the election were today. Many Americans are focused on the upcoming election, hoping to pick the candidate who can best address issues like the rising cost of living and inflation. Trump currently has a slight lead, so let's consider what experts think a second Trump term could mean for people making less than $100,000 a year. Trump's tax policy. One of the biggest changes Trump made during his first term was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. This law aimed to boost the economy by cutting corporate tax rates and offering tax relief to individuals. While many Americans did see some tax relief, there was a lot of debate about how these benefits were spread out. Critics argue that the wealthiest people and big corporations gained the most, while middle-class families saw smaller reductions. Ashley Aiken, a certified public accountant and contributor at Makegood, explains that the tax cuts allowed people to keep more of their money before paying taxes. However, she also notes that the richest individuals and companies saved the most. To cover these tax cuts, the government had to borrow more money. If Trump wins another term, we could see more tax cuts, according to Aiken. While this might be good news for the wealthy and big businesses, she warns that everyday people might not save as much, especially if prices for goods and services keep rising. So while some tax relief could be on the horizon, it's important to consider how these policies might affect different income groups differently. The tax reforms during Trump's first term also changed how deductions and exemptions worked. One of the key changes was an increase in the standard deduction, which made filing taxes easier for many people. This higher standard deduction meant that more individuals could take advantage of it, reducing the need for itemizing. No direct tax cuts. During Donald Trump's first term as president, he signed off on tax cuts that mostly benefited the wealthiest 1% of Americans. Chuck Warren, host of the Political Podcast, points out that if Trump is re-elected, people earning less than $100,000 a year might not see much benefit from his tax policies. However, Dr. Jim Ronan, who teaches political science at Villanova University, suggests there could be some positives for those making under $100,000. He notes that based on Trump's 2017 tax law, there could be further reductions in both corporate and individual tax rates. This means people earning less than $100,000 might see some tax savings, and many could also benefit from an increase in the child care tax credit. Trump's trade policy. Another significant financial impact of Trump's presidency was his trade policy. His administration took a tough approach to international trade, focusing on securing better deals for the U.S. and protecting American industries. To achieve this, Trump imposed tariffs on imported goods from countries like China. These tariffs were meant to protect American jobs and industries by making foreign goods more expensive, encouraging people to buy American-made products. However, this approach also had some downsides. The tariffs led to trade tensions, with other countries retaliating by placing their own tariffs on American goods. Stock market performance under former President Trump. During Trump's presidency, the stock market saw some major ups and downs. Initially, the market surged to record highs, fueled by the promise of tax cuts and less regulation. Investors were excited about the potential for businesses to grow and make more money, which boosted stock prices. However, this excitement didn't last without challenges. The uncertainties around Trump's trade policies, especially with countries like China and other geopolitical issues, caused the market to become unstable at times. The COVID-19 pandemic made things even more unpredictable, leading to a sharp market crash. Fortunately, there was also a strong recovery afterward, but the ride was bumpy. More jobs upgrades. Warren highlighted that the tax cuts under Trump could lead to positive outcomes like economic growth and more job opportunities. Trump's focus on cutting taxes and reducing regulations for businesses might drive economic growth, which could create more jobs, Warren said. This increase in jobs could be particularly beneficial for middle-income workers, offering more employment opportunities and potentially raising wages in certain industries. However, Isabella Brown, a politician and campaign manager for Qualify Candidates, pointed out that while there may be more jobs, it doesn't guarantee higher wages. Trump's approach to labor rights and minimum wage laws might not favor low-income workers, Brown explained. While reducing regulations could help create more jobs, it might also weaken worker protections, making it harder for wages to grow and potentially leading to poorer working conditions. Possibly limited health care access. During Trump's first term, he made significant changes that restricted access to the benefits provided by the Affordable Care Act, ACA. He shortened the open enrollment period by half, cut the advertising budget by 90%, and reduced funding for programs that helped people sign up for coverage. These moves made it harder for many Americans to get the health care coverage they needed. Recently, Trump has stated that he won't weaken the ACA and even promised to make it more affordable. Potentially higher cost of goods. President Trump has proposed an all-tariff policy, aiming to use tariffs as a tool against countries he views as bad actors. This approach could impact inflation and the prices of goods. Warren explained that while some domestic industries might benefit from reduced international competition, retaliatory tariffs could lead to higher prices for certain products. These tariffs could increase costs for various goods, which would particularly affect people living in poverty-stricken areas, as the prices of everyday items would go up. Consequences for undocumented workers. Regarding undocumented workers, Trump has stated that he plans to deport millions if re-elected. Many of these workers earn less than $100,000 a year and often work in low-wage jobs. Trump's stricter stance on immigration reform might lead to increased enforcement in industries that rely on undocumented workers. This could result in job losses and lower wages for these workers, who are already in vulnerable positions. What's to come in 2024? The financial impact of a presidency goes beyond direct policies. Global economic trends, technological advancements, and unexpected events like the COVID-19 pandemic also play significant roles in shaping personal finances. While presidential policies do influence the economy, it's challenging to link all financial changes to a single individual or administration due to the complexity of the global economy. As we consider what a second Trump term might mean, it's important to look at how his policies would interact with the current Biden administration's actions and other external economic factors. Understanding this complex interplay will help us better grasp how our personal finances might be affected in the future. So, what do you think of the election's impact on your finances? Comment below and subscribe for more.